All right, what do Sean Diddy Combs and Harvey Weinstein have in common? Well, aside from all their money, fame, falls from grace, scandalous sexual behavior, and simultaneous criminal trials, they both experienced high drama in their respective courtrooms today, and it was all about the jurors. In the Weinstein trial, the former Hollywood mogul was found guilty on one charge, the top criminal charge, criminal act and criminal sexual assault in the first degree. Now, to reach that consensus, jurors were at each other's throats, apparently. The judge had to instruct them to cool down and take a break, the foreperson saying he didn't want to go back into deliberations for the remaining charges, with the other jurors citing pressure that he was receiving to change his verdict and fears for his own personal physical safety. One of the other jurors was yelling and screaming and saying at him, "I'll meet you outside one day," according to this juror. The exchange prompted Harvey Weinstein to get up and tell the judge that he needed a mistrial. That request was denied. Over in the Sean Combs trial, prosecutors are trying to remove juror number 6. They say it's for a, quote, lack of candor with the court, while Combs' defense team says it's an attempt to remove a black man from the jury pool. All right, joining us now to look at both of these cases, attorney and jury consultant Claudia Colon and civil rights attorney Areva Martin. Great to have both of you ladies with us tonight. Claudia, I want to start with you. Have you ever heard, let's stick with the Harvey Weinstein case first. They had 3 criminal counts to debate. They have convicted on 1 today, acquitted on 1 today. They're still deliberating on the 3rd. Deliberations have gotten so intense that a juror has come now at least a total of 3 different times to the judge to say, it's so bad, people are yelling and screaming, I've been threatened with physical violence. Have you ever heard of this?
This is very unusual. It is true that, in a high-stakes trial like this one, in a high-profile case, dealing with such intense narratives that they're seeing in the courtroom, that yes, you can expect jurors to get into heated, debates in the courtroom. In the deliberation room. They all have different backgrounds, so that is expected that there'll be some discussion. But to rise to this level, where there's, as you said, threats of violence, that is rarely seen. It's highly, highly unusual, and it's even more unusual to have it result in having the jurors render their verdicts on 2 of the counts and then placing the other one on hold to see if they can figure out the 3rd one.
Yeah, the judge basically gave them all a timeout and sent them home early today. They're supposed to reconvene tomorrow. Areva, the judge at one point actually asked the foreman if anybody had physically touched him. The foreman of the jury said it was all verbal harassment, but he did say, quote, today they went too far, and said that, as I said, one of the jurors threatened physical violence.
Yeah, one of the things that's so unusual about this situation, Elizabeth, is also this juror said that other jurors were bringing in information that was not presented during this trial. So there's seemingly just a comedy of errors that probably will give Harvey Weinstein's team an opportunity to appeal, at least on the charge where he has been convicted of sexual assault. Very, very unusual to have a juror tell a judge that he doesn't even want to go back and continue deliberating because of the hostility that he is experiencing from the other jurors.
Yeah, this is giving 12 Angry Men a whole new meaning, although it's not just men, we know, in this jury. Areva, you mentioned a possible appeal. Weinstein himself actually stood up and addressed the judge to say he wanted a mistrial, saying, I deserve to have a jury that's not fighting with each other. The judge denied a mistrial, but his attorney, Arthur Idalia, has twice asked for a mistrial as well. Is this all grounds for an appeal?
Well, it sure looks like it, Elizabeth, to have the defendant make his own plea, in addition to what his lawyers have been doing. This is not how the jury system should work. No juror should feel coerced. No juror should feel pressure. No juror should feel isolated. And when a juror tells a judge that there is basically misconduct happening in deliberations, the judge needs to take that very seriously. I cannot imagine that we won't see an appeal.
I cannot either. All right, meantime, we're going to switch over to Sean Combs' trial, where Claudia, prosecutors are trying to remove juror number 6 for a, quote, lack of candor in the selection process. We know from our previous notes when this jury was seated that this is a 41-year-old man. He works in the corrections department. He's African-American and likes hip-hop music. What is it, do you think, this far into the trial that the prosecution might have found that would at least give the judge is seriously considering this.
That's right. The judge is seriously considering it. All we know so far is that the prosecution is saying something came up that suggests that maybe he wasn't fully truthful with the court during the jury selection process when they were asked, can you be impartial? How much have you been exposed to the facts of this case?
They're worried about him being a stealth juror.
They are worried about him potentially being a stealth juror is what we think. Likely because they probably found something out there in the public, maybe social media, maybe something else. Somebody else posted something about the juror that maybe reveals that.
Or maybe somebody called up and said he said something.
That could also be it.
But
Yeah,
they're concerned he's not actually unbiased and that he's very biased toward Sean Combs, which is why the defense is fighting so hard to keep this juror on.
That could be it. We will see how it unravels. They have until Friday. The judge said he's going to consider, both sides get to submit written submissions to him, laying out their positions of why they should or should not dismiss this juror. The judge said he would resolve it before the weekend, so we'll see how it develops. But it is sort of a strange situation to be facing this far in the trial, and it does seem like something is up.
Yeah.
Something was discovered.
All right, Claudia Colon, Areva Martin, thank you both so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.